Bonjour et bienvenue sur Speak French avec moi. Je m'appelle Séverine et je suis votre French coach. Hello and welcome to Speak French avec moi. I am Séverine. I am your French coach and this podcast is dedicated to travelers and beginners. Spring is around the corner and hopefully the borders will reopen, so get ready to pack your suitcase to come to France. Today the lesson is about how to read and pronounce some French words that are very common. They look very intricate and hard to read and pronounce, but actually they are easy. So today I will give you the key on how to read them and how to pronounce them. These words are very common. There are nothing exotic about them. So be ready. Today is your day. We're going to learn how to pronounce these funny French words. Go to my website, speakfrenchavecmoi.com, to find the transcript to see how these words are spelled. And as usual, welcome to my Facebook page to find more inspiration and more content, and of course to learn more French. And you're welcome to check my YouTube channel to see me, not in real life, but at least to see me on your screen. All right, are you ready? I'm about to speak French now. So, one common sound in French is the sound ouille, ouille. And we have a lot of different words with the word ouille in it. To make the sound ouille, it's very easy. It's close from ou, from boo or cook. And then you want to add the sound ye, like in yes or you. Let's try it together. Ouille, ouille, ouille. Great. And do you know that ouille is what people say in French when they hurt? Yes, they say aïe or ouille for ouch. All right, so let's start with a fun first word. It's citrouille. Citrouille. Like snake, trouille. The tr is very hard, so to practice you need to gargle. Yes, the French R is way in the throat, so you want to gargle and then you'll get to it, okay? Really, believe me. Citrouille. Citrouille. Now, what is a citrouille? Une citrouille, it's feminine in French, is a pumpkin. Yes, in French, une citrouille is a pumpkin. Then we have a funny word. It's spelled with 3 different vowels. Yes, 3 different vowels. E, A, U. And you want to read O. O. It's not long. It's O. O. And E-A-U in French is pronounced O. And it means water. Yes, water. O. O. And whenever you will see a spelling in a word with E-A-U, it will always be the sound O. For instance, château. It's spelled C-H-A-T-E-A-U, and it means castle. Château. All the sounds are short in France. We don't have long and short. And even if you see 3 different vowels, it means O. Now, let's look at another word. Monsieur. Monsieur. Monsieur means Mr. But look at the spelling. It is very different because the spelling is M-O-N-S-I-E-U-R. So you will tend to say Monsieur, Monsieur. Well, you're right. It comes from saying my sir. But now we said Monsieur, not Monsieur, Monsieur. you have twice the sound E. Same E that you find in butter. Monsieur. Monsieur with a sound S in the middle. Right? All right, let's look at this other word now. I know, it's something you use for cooking a lot. I do. And it's spelled funny because it's spelled Oignon. So just to let you know that OI usually in French makes the sound wa. But here, actually, it's O. Oignon. That weird spelling in French is for onions, and when you see GN, it always make the sound ñ. Oignon. Now, I told you about the sound ouï, but we have another sound, is the sound œil. Œil. O-E-I-L. Œil. Œil, it means eye. It's an eye, right? And the spelling, you will always see the O and the E kind of stuck together, and the sound is œil. Œil, and it means an eye. Well, now let's see that you want some hot tea, and for that, you might want to have a kettle. A kettle in French is feminine. Remember, everything in France has a gender. We don't have anything neutral. Everything is either masculine or feminine. A kettle in French is feminine. So here it's great. You're going to practice the sound ouï and the sound oir. Yes, a kettle, bouilloire. Think about it. It comes from bouillir, to boil. Bouilloire. Great. Well, we have another word here that is a little complicated with a lot of different consonants. Champignon. In champignon, you have two semi-vowels. Semi-vowels are sound that goes through your nose. En, to make the sound en, you want to open your mouth wide. Champ, like champagne, okay? Champignon, it's the sound ñ that we talked about in onions. Champignon. Yes, and there are mushrooms, and mushrooms in French are masculine. Le ou un champignon. Let's keep going, and this one apparently terrorizes a lot of people. It's a lock. How do we say a lock in French? We say the word serrure. La serrure. Une serrure. To say the word se, like snake, and then you have the R, the French R, that's way in the back of your throat, and then we have the sound U. To make the sound U, you want to bring your lips together like whistling, U, and you want to make sure that your tongue is all the way in the back of your throat. U, serrure. The more you practice, the more it will come. That's the word for lock, la serrure. All right, here's another one that seems so innocuous for French people, and it's kind of hard for foreign speakers. You know, when you buy croissant and pain au chocolat and chaussons aux pommes, in French, we call them viennoiseries. Viennoiseries, because we assume that they come from Vienna, the city in Austria. Actually, it's the capital. Viennoiserie. Why is it so hard? First, you see a lot of different letters, so it's hard to know where to start. So we start with vie, okay? Then you want to make the sound noise with the wa, like in what? Viennoise, and then ri, viennoiserie. Do not look at it. Do not pronounce the E between the S and the R. Viennoiserie. Viennoiserie. You will see this word a lot. Viennoiserie. Yes, viennoiserie. Good. And the last one, well, sometimes you like to doodle. You know what it is when you doodle on a notepad or anywhere. In French, we have a word for that, and this one is actually pretty hard to pronounce. You're going to have to make the sound gre, and that's why I keep it at the end of this podcast, because now your throat is all warmed up, and you can try gre, gris, bouilli. So you have those sound ouille, like in bouilloire, and in citrouille, gris bouilli. Les gris bouillis, it means the doodles, and a doodle in French is masculine. Le gribouillis. All right, this is the end of our podcast about how to say these common French words that seem so hard to pronounce, but now you are okay. You know how to pronounce them, feel confident, and of course, you've learned the spelling and the sound of ouille and en and yon. C'est la fin de notre leçon. This is the end of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Today, you learned a lot about pronunciation. As usual, go on the blog www.speakfrenchavecmoi.com to find the transcript. And I hope that you're having a great day. And thank you again for listening to my podcast. Merci. À bientôt. Au revoir. Entre 18